What's up, everybody? Break 734 BD. We got a case of Revolutions basketball. Revolutions basketball, 20 box, mega box case. Here we go. Alright, there's 5, there's 10. There's 15. There's 20. Alright, Ma, let's go. Hall of Fame, what's up, buddy? Long time no see. Okay, those will be our first 5. Good luck. I'm doing very well. Hope you're doing well also, my friend. Last case of this stuff we did, we hit an Alexander Sarr rookie kaboom horizontal. It was sick. Let's get something good like that again today. Alright, here we go, box number 1. Really? These packs gonna give me that much trouble tonight? I sure hope not. Alright guys, here we go. First box. Scotty Barnes on the Cosmo, or on the Storm, excuse me. That's a new wave of Cody Williams. Jaden Ivey on the Storm. That is Baylor Shireman on the Storm. John Morant Storm. Vortex of Kevin Durant. That's Dalton Connect on the Storm. Joker on the Hardwood Legacy. Scoot Henderson on the Storm. Legends of David Robinson. On the Storm. Oh, yep, on the Storm to 149. This one is on the Storm to 149. 25 out of 149. Isaiah Thomas on the Legends. Storm. Sar on the Stargazing. And that is box number 1. Could I double check what? Box number 2. Box number 2, here we go. Excuse me, guys. Woo. Love those dusty sneezes. Thank you. Sun in the shade, you got the Spurs. Thank you for the Gesundheit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here we go. Box number 2. That is Cam Johnson on the Storm. Larry Bird on the Hardwood Legacy. Kevin Durant on the Storm. Tyler Smith on the Storm. Tyrese Maxey on the Storm. Trey Young on the Stargazing. Tristan Da Silva on the Storm. New wave of Reed. Our first auto of the break goes to the Celtics. That is Jaden Springer. Jaden Springer on the auto for the Celtics. Not numbered. And that's Dante DiVincenzo on the Storm. There's a nice Jared McCain Storm. Shaden Sharp on the Storm. That's a Vortex of Ja Morant. Box number 3. Box number 3. Box number 3. Here we go. Kawhi Leonard on the Storm. Jason Tatum on the Hardwood Legend. LeBron on the Storm. Hakeem Olajuwon, Storm. Chris Paul on the Storm. New wave of Zach Edey. That is Donovan Clegane on the Storm. Reed Shepherd, Hardwood Legend. Jalen Green on the Storm. Kareem on the Storm. That is a nice one right there. That is Kyle Filipowski, rookie. Kyle Filipowski, rookie, 64 of 75. 64 of 75. Stargazing of Victor Wembanyama. Box number 4. Alright, box number 4. Can we get some focus? Thank you. Melo on the Storm. Dwayne Wade on the Hardwood Legacy. Jalen Duran on the Storm. Legend of Dominique Wilkins. Chris Middleton on the Storm. Stargazing of Tyrese Maxey. There's Bronny James on the Storm. New wave of Donovan Clegane. Pascal Siakam, Storm. Desmond Bane. That one is a 1 out of 285 on the Storm. On the Cosmo. Jalen Tyson. Vortex of the Joker. Box number 5. DeJounte Murray, new wave Kyle Filipowski. Derek White, that is Zach Edey. Kason Wallace. Vortex of Giannis. Devin Carter. That one is numbered Cosmo. That one is 40 out of 295. 40 of 295. Dillingham on the stargazing. Cade Cunningham. Patrick Ewing. Zachary Richasher. That's Vortex of Stephon Castle. Next 5. All right, box number 6. Drew Holiday. That is Bub Carrington. Bub Carrington. Mikal Bridges. Vortex of Wemby. Franz Wagner. There's Wemby on the Hardwood Legends. That is Keyshawn George. Keyshawn George on the Storm. Anthony Edwards on the Stargazing. Brandon Ingram. There's KJ Simpson. Legend Dominique Wilkins. That's on the Cosmo. 88 out of 295. 88 of 295 on the Cosmo. New Wave, Nikola Topic. Box number 7. Josh Giddey, New Wave, Ron Holland. Jason Tatum. That is Khalil Ware. Porzingis. Vortex of Salon. Allen Iverson on the Legends. Risha Sher on the Legacy. Devin Booker. Isaiah Collier. That is Jacoby Walter. Stargazing Apollo. Box number 8. That was a Vortex of Salon. You got it, dude. That's Ant-Man on the Storm. New Wave of Sar. Fred Van Vliet on the Storm. Ryan Dunn Storm. Jalen Williams on the Storm. Vortex of Steph Curry. We have another auto. That is Ricky Council. Ricky Council for the 76ers on the auto. Ricky Council the 4th. Not numbered. Reed Shepard Storm. David Robinson on the Hardwood Legacy. Luka on the Storm. That one is going to Dallas. DeAndre Ayton on the green. That is 61 out of 149. 61 of 149. Devin Carter on the Storm. New Wave of Rob Dillingham. Box number 9. All right, box number 9, here we go. Jordan Poole on the Storm. Joker on the Stargazing. DeMar DeRozan Storm. David Robinson on the Legend Storm. James Harden. That is Zachary Richelieu on the Vortex. Bobby Klintman on the Storm. Magic Johnson Legacy. Jalen Brunson. Shaq on the Legends. There's Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo on the 49 of 75 on the Cosmo. Richelieu on the Stargazing. Box number 10. All right, box number 10. Got a little roll up on the foil. Jalen Suggs. I mean, it's a base card for the Magic. Jaren Jackson Jr. on the blue. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the Legacy. Bradley Beal. That's Matas Buzelis. Emmanuel Quickly. Stargazing of Jaylen Brown. Dwayne Wade on the Legends. New wave of Jacoby Walter. Keontae George. Cody Williams. Kyle Kuzma. That's a Vortex of Joel Embiid. Box number 11. Clippers suck. All right, box number 11. Here we go. Miles Turner, Stephon Castle on the Stargazing, CJ McCollum on the Storm, Ives Missy on the Storm, Darius Garland, New Wave, that's Johnny Furphy, Dembona, Vortex of Zion, Dirk, Vortex Blue of Joel Embiid on the Cosmo. That is 233 out of 285. 283 out of 280, 233 out of 285. Jamal Murray. There's Russell Westbrook on the Cosmo. That one is 93 out of 285. 93 out of 285. Number 12. Box number 12. Here we go, box number 12. Michael Porter on the Storm. We got Vortex of Chet. Naz Reid. That is Rob Dillingham. Paul George. Hardwood Legacy of Giannis. That is a green. That is Isaiah Collier, 74 of 149. Behind it is Bronny James on the New Wave. Bronny James on the New Wave. Chet on the Storm. John Stockton, Legend Storm. Nikola Topic. That's Hardwood Legacy of Steph Curry. Box number 13. Alright, box number 13. Here we go. Tyler Hero. That's a Vortex of Dalton Connect. There's DeAndre Ayton. Clyde Drexler. Jimmy Butler. Reed Shepard Stargazing. That is Oso Ighodaro. Vortex of Luka. Hallie. That is Filipowski. Dwayne Wade on the Cosmo. That is 136 out of 285. 136 out of 295. Excuse me, 295. Tim Duncan on the Legacy. Box 14. Box number 14. Box number 14, here we go. Sabonis, Stargazing Brunson. That's Keldon Johnson. Pacome Dadit. Sengun. New Wave of Castle. That is Antonio Reeves. Vortex of Reed Shepard. Draymond Green. Tyler Kolek. Legend Karl Malone. Hakeem on the Legacy. Box number 15. Oh, I'm sorry. Hall of Fame. Who do you have again, buddy? And yes, the design of these cards this year are really nice. The Cavs, okay. See what we can get for you, bud. All right, box number 15. Number 15, here we go. Darren Fox. Alexander Sarr. Giannis on the stargazing. Donovan Mitchell, Cam Christie. There is Nikola Dursic on the Storm. New wave of Kel'el Ware. That was Miles Bridges on the Storm. Deron Holmes. Charles Barkley on the Legends. That's a new wave for the Grizzlies. Jalen Wells on the Cosmo. That is a Cosmo numbered 211 out of 285. 211 out of 285. Box number 16. Box number 16. Box number 16, here we go. Klay Thompson. That is Tristan Newton. Vukovic. That's Luka Stargazing. That's Pele Larson. Kevin Garnett Legacy. Still have not found a Kaboom yet. Interesting. Anthony Simons. Paul George on the Cosmo. 169 out of 285. Steve Nash, Tyrese Maxey on the Vortex. I'm sorry, Tyrese Halliburton on the Vortex. Wow. Primetime Luka going to Dallas. Primetime Luka going to Dallas. Nice hit for the Mavs. Jared Allen for the Cavs on the Storm. New wave of Jared McClain. 17. Zubak, we got a Vortex of Sar. Giannis, that is Cam Spencer. That is Stephon Castle on the Storm. Jalen Wells on the New Wave. RJ Barrett. That's Matas Buzelis on the Stargazing. Karl Anthony Towns. That's AJ Johnson. Jalen Johnson. Dirk on the Legacy. Box number 18. All right, box number 18. Here we go. Jalen Suggs, New Wave of Tyler Kolek. I have no idea. Bam Adebayo, AJ Mitchell. Cam Thomas, Vortex of Bub Carrington. Gary Payton, SGA on the Stargazing. Zion, that is Rob Dillingham, excuse me. That is Jamal Sheed. Anthony Edwards on the Vortex. box number 19. Box number 19. Yes, you can go ahead and pay now, Pokemon Sports. Yes, you can. We did not sell off your teams, my friend. You are still good to pay for them. All right, box number 19. Steph Curry, New Wave, that's Dalton Connect. You're welcome, my friend, of course. Bogdanovich, Tracy McGrady. Here's Jalen Wells, Bronny James, stargazing. Come on, I want a kaboom. 2 boxes. These are the last 9 packs. Here we go. Julius Randle, Stephon Castle on the Legacy. 1 box and 2 packs. Can we get a kaboom? We did get a prime time. That was pretty sick. Kyrie, Terrence Shannon. Joker, New Wave of Zachary Richasher. And we are down to our last box. Jacoby Walter kaboom. I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping for a kaboom, period. As a breaker, I want to see one, but if you guys want to put your team players out to the card gods, you can. You're good, Pokey. No problem, my friend. No problem at all, buddy. Last box. Last chance for a kaboom. Here we go. Magic. That's a green New Wave of... Nice one here. That is Jared McCain. Green New Wave. This is probably to what, 99? That's a Storm to 99. 56 of 99. Very nice. That's 75. These are 149. So first one to 99. All right, that was pack number 1. Got 5 packs to go. Here we go. John Collins. We got Johnny Furphy. 4 packs to go. Come on, kaboom. Come on, kaboom. Larry Bird. That's Clegane. Final 3 packs. Get a recap in after this. Victor Wembanyama on the Storm. Anthony Edwards on the Legacy. So we're going to come down to our last pack. Damian Lillard. That is Dylan Jones. Last pack. Can we get some last pack love? Come on. Anthony Davis on the Storm. Anthony Davis on the Vortex. No kaboom. We got Prime Time instead. Alright, recap time. Recap time. Here we go. Alright, on the stargazing, we got Clegane, Lebroni, we got SGA, Matas, Luka, Giannis, Jalen Brunson, Reed Shepard, Stephon Castle, Jaylen Brown, Zachary, Joker, Paolo. We got Ant-Man, Rob Dillingham, Maxey, Victor Wembanyama, Trey Young, Alexander Sarr. On the Vortexes, we got the Anthony Davis, Ant-Man, Bub Carrington, Sarr, Hallie, Reed Shepard, Luka, Dalton Connect. We have Chet, Zion, Joel Embiid, Zachary. We got Steph Curry, Salon, Wembanyama, Steph Castle, Giannis, Joker, Ja, and that's KD. On the new wave, we have Zachary, Dalton Connect, Tyler Kolek, Jalen Wells, Jared McCain, Hillel Ware, Stephon Castle, Bronny, Furphy, Jacoby Walters, Dillingham, Sarr. We got Ron Holland, Topic, Filipowski, Clegane, Edie, Zach Edey, Reed Shepard, and Cody Williams. On the hardwood legacy, we got the Ant-Man, Stephon Castle, Dirk, KG. We got Sarr, we got Hakeem, we got Duncan, we got Curry, Giannis, Kareem, Magic, Robinson. We got Zachary, Wemby, Dwayne Wade, Reed Shepard, Jason Tatum, Larry Bird, and the Joker. To 295, we have Dwayne Wade, Russell Westbrook, Dominique, and that is Devin Carter. To 285, Paul George, Joel Embiid, Vortex, Desmond Bain, and a new wave of Jalen Wells. To 149, we have Isaiah Collier, DeAndre Ayton, and Admiral David Robinson. We have a new wave to 99 of Jared McCain. To 75, we have Bam Adebayo and Kyle Filipowski. Our two autos, Ricky Council and Jaden Springer. Jaden Springer to the Celtics, Ricky Council to the Philadelphia 76ers. And our hit of the break, Prime Time, Luka Doncic. That is a sick looking card. No kaboom, but I appreciate you all for being here. Hope you guys had a good time. Hope you had a good break. Hope to see you next time, guys. Have a great night. Peace.